Here's the thing. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot watch this movie with your grandma, your parents, your kids, because for the first 5 minutes, it's just mostly moaning, and things can get really awkward. BabyGirl is an erotic thriller written, directed, and produced by Helena Rain. She's the director that brought us Buddies in 2022. She seems to make movies that has a fair amount of sexual tension in it, and I say good on her. But before we get into that, here is the plot. The film stars Nicole Kidman as a high-powered CEO who puts her career and family on the line when she begins an affair with a much younger intern, Harris Dickinson, appropriately named. Here's a shocking realization I just had last week. Cheating is romantic when women do it because, they're neglected and all that sort of stuff, and it just ends up being a bit of fun. But when men do it, just think about it. Most of the films you've ever enjoyed as romantic comedies or whatever, it's mostly about cheating, and women love it. BabyGirl is a movie that I didn't think I was actually going to enjoy, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And no, it's not because of Nicole Kidman was playing with her fun bits, it's just that it's an actually good movie. It's a well-told story. I really was intrigued to find out why a woman who has everything, including a good husband, would decide to have an affair that would ruin her entire career and the family that she has, I guess, worked hard to have. That's the intriguing part of this film. And as I just said that out loud, I just realized, well, she had an affair with a young guy because you're only as young as the person you're feeling. Am I right? What I like about this film is that it didn't go down the route of female empowerment, which is a breath of fresh air, because most movies that do that whole thing are absolutely insufferable. This movie did a thing where it shows action and then consequences for the action, but still had a sexy, elegant edge. Well, I think the elegance is mostly because Nicole Kidman's character is rich, so inherently everything she does will now seem elegant and sexy. She had a massive New York apartment and a beautiful home somewhere in the countryside. If her character was poorer, this would have been a trashy move. Trashy behavior. This film's world setting or location has this luxurious element to it that almost makes you feel rich for watching it. That's the vibe I was getting. It's clean, expensive, and also quite accessible. I'm sure Nicole Kidman wasn't doing a lot of acting in this film because it seemed like a fun situation for her character and also her off screen. It just seemed like genuine fun. She is, after all, with Harris Dickinson. It's right there in the name. I'm sure that's not what happened on set. But, the vibe was right. And here are a few things I didn't like about this movie. 1. Nobody, and I mean nobody, cheats on Antonio Puss in Boots Banderas. I wouldn't buy it. Okay, maybe I'll buy it, but I'm equally as hurt. And then here's the second thing I dislike about this film. Harris Dickinson's character is technically sexually harassing Nicole Kidman's character, but we just play it off as young and sexy because, well, he is young and sexy. But in real life, that's absolute sexual harassment in the workplace, especially to his executive. It's very strange. Beautiful people get away with a lot of sexual harassment. Lucky them. And then a con number 3, but this one's a bit of a nitpick. The character wears a suit that is not fitted, but it doesn't play into the story whatsoever. There is nothing wrong with the character wearing a fitted suit. I was thinking because he was wearing a loose suit that it would add to maybe a backstory for the character, but it just doesn't, because there is a scene where he wears something a little bit more fitted, and I'm just thinking, why not just do that when you work at the office? It just doesn't make sense. Why did the director put this in? Is there a scene that was cut out because it makes no sense? Is it supposed to show that the character is not confident? Because he was plenty confident when he was sexually harassing his boss, so it makes no sense that his suit doesn't fit. I don't even know why I'm so hung up on this, but I am. And that's pretty much all the things I dislike about this movie. There are only 3 things. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and I didn't think I would. There were way too many women in that cinema. Women don't like to watch porn, but they will watch it if it's on big screen. I'm gonna go ahead and rate this film a surprising 8 out of 10 because It was legitimately a chill, enjoyable, erotic thriller that finds a way to display eroticism without being too pornographic. It rides that thin line. And that right there is my 2 cents. I hope to see you in the next video where I challenge a kangaroo to a gunfight.